Well, from what I've been told this morning, the surgery went well. So we wish him a speedy recovery, obviously, because he's a massive piece for our dressing room and our team and the way we want to play. So hopefully things will go well. The other injuries are the ones that you know of. It's Malachi, it's Keaton. Those are the guys are not available.
JR?
Hey, Pascal, JR DeBart, Blue City Radio. Thanks for
Hi,
taking
Jay.
the time.
Hi.
On a lighter note, this past weekend on that hot Kansas City night, we saw you don what seems to be your signature sideline attire, what you're wearing now, it's the sweatshirt and sweatpants. This Saturday in Dallas, it's forecasted to rise above 90 degrees. So how hot does it have to get for you to wear some lighter clothes on the sideline?
Well, I think I said enough about my sweatsuit, but I'll give you this. I'm very proud to wear this sweatsuit, and it feels comfortable, even though it was hot and humid. I'm perfectly comfortable wearing it. So I haven't made my decision going into the game against Dallas yet, but we'll have to wait and see for tomorrow.
Michael, Andrew?
Pascal, Mike Ander from Blue City Radio. Thanks as
I'm
always. Transfer window is officially open. Any update on Nico?
Yeah, he's in the process due to for his visa. So there is a chance he might be ready to play for tomorrow, but we still have to wait on a few things. So, but he's trying to get his stuff done as soon as possible. And as I said, we just have to wait and another few hours to see if we can make him eligible to play for tomorrow's game.
Andrew?
Hi, I'm Andrew Lee with Hudson River Blue.
Hi.
Hi. This will be the last game of the stretch where you've played in kind of extreme heat conditions on the road. Have you learned anything about sort of how the team handles that setup and how you manage in that sort of like environment, having now done it in a sort of short rest periods and that kind of thing?
Well, I think we handled ourselves until now pretty decent. As you say, said just now, it's the circumstances are tough, but I mentioned that to one of your colleagues just now as well. It's both teams who have to deal with these situations. So, and I think we handled ourselves pretty decent so far. Um, the one thing I would say is the second half against Kansas, we got ourselves into a situation where we were too passive, and I'm not sure if that is only weather related or the fact that we had to play a few games in a short period of time. But that is something we need to avoid going forward into the fourth match in a short period of time.
Chris?
Hey Pascal, Chris Campbell from the outfield.
Hi, Chris.
I wanted to revisit last match and when you had Hannes Wolf unavailable, typically throughout the year you've started Hannes on one side and one of Ojeda or Julian on the other side. For that match, you opted for Andres Perea on the wing. Was that because you wanted to keep one of Ojeda or Julian available off the bench, or was it because of some tactical something else that Andres provided in that spot for that match? Thank you.
Yeah, that was based on something else. If you remember correctly, we also brought Johnny Shore back into the team next to Aidan O'Neill. So how I wanted to structure our midfield play and getting the extra bodies in the central part of the pitch was a huge part of that decision. And we all know that Andres Pereira is a guy that can find his way into these spots in midfield and making the runs like he did and how he scored the goal. So that was a combination of things that made me decide to play him from the wing.
Michael Allen?
Hi, Coach Michael Allen, Blue City Radio and Pro Soccer.
Hi, Michael.
Yeah, just wanted to ask you a little bit more about the Thiago Martins injury. With the departure of Burke Risa as well, it leaves the team pretty thin at center back tomorrow.
Mhm.
Just can you talk us about your thinking going into the game tomorrow with these injuries and the departure? And is center back some position that you're going to try to address during the transfer window?
Um, yeah, we've been looking at center backs already for a longer period of time. That doesn't only concern us now with Thiago not being available or Burke leaving the club. It's been on our radar for quite some time. So we have several candidates in our site who might be interesting to bring to New York. Going forward to the match of tomorrow, we still have Tavon Gray, who can play central. We also have Tana, who can play central. So, and if necessary, even Kevin O'Toole or Aidan O'Neill will be considered to play central in one of those positions. So, we'll deal with it as it comes going into this game.
Jonathan.
Hey Pascal, Jonathan Mack, AM New York.
Hi, Jonathan.
Hi Pascal. Your away record struggles are known in the league, but Dallas also have the second worst home record in the league this season, having only picked up their second win last match week. Does that play into your preparation, and how so?
No, not really, not necessarily into our preparation. As you mentioned, our away stretch is something that we focus on in order to get that job better from our side. So that is our main concern. And now it's Dallas, and of course we're aware of their form in the league. But as I said, for us, it's just mainly getting a positive result in an away match.
Chris.
Pascal, Chris Campbell from the outfield once again. The last two matches we've seen appearances from Seymour Reed near the end. What have you seen from him on the field that is excited for you? Or it makes you excited for him going forward, and what do you see that he needs to improve on so he can continue to get more playing time? Thanks.
Well, he's in a good place at the moment. He's training with us on a daily basis, and I've seen all his home games with the second team. If I'm not mistaken, he scored about 11 goals in the second team. So he's able to produce goals, and that is the main job for a number nine. He's still a young kid, but plays with a lot of energy. What I do like about him, he has movement off the ball and can set plays as well. And if you look back to the game against Kansas, it took him maybe 5 or 6 minutes or so in order to get adapted to senior play. And the first duel he played in a setup he lost, and all the other plays he put up a good fight in order to get us forward. And I think that is a huge part of his responsibility as well. If you go back to the game against Orlando, he had a huge opportunity in order to score the third goal, but he was also there alongside from Alonso when Alonso scored the winning goal. So he has to keep up this level and try to improve himself in order to get more play time and become more competitive for the number nine position.
Final one, go with Christian.
Hi, Pascal. It's very clear as an experienced coach what you give these young players like Seymour and Sebastiano. I'm curious the other way. Is
Mhm.
there anything you think working with young players particularly gives you as a coach, or is why you're perhaps drawn to that?
No, not necessarily. I think my experience has taught me to work with any type of player, young or middle age or a little older. And I, as a coach, I learn from these guys every day still. So that's not really an issue. But I think the factor that is there for all ages is that they're willing to be coached and are open for coaching and willing to become better than they already are. So, and that is something that I'm always willing to do and open for. And with all the experience and all the knowledge that I have and my personality together, I'm always hoping to help these players go forward.
Yeah, it's nice. I don't think I would be wearing it in Orlando, but it's a nice sweatsuit.
If I can follow up, I think, just past actually the 2000 mark in terms of minutes played this season. As you kind of reflect back, we're about halfway through the season now. Is there anything you kind of feel like you've learned about yourself with that greater exposure and more consistent first team minutes?
I mean, I think I've just been able to show what I already knew about myself. I always wanted a bigger role. I always felt like I could do more for the team, even when I wasn't playing with Ronnie or Nick Cushing. And now that I'm here, I just feel like I can better show what I've always felt all along.
We'll go with Glenn.
Hey, Justin.
What's up?
So, no Thiago Martins for a while. So, guess who, like the captain of the back line is now? That's pretty interesting. How the just the transformation. I'm not going to go back through your years, but still, to be in this position now, where it's just you're a lock in at left central defense. I don't know if you could have ever imagined that particular scenario.
Yeah, definitely. If we were to go back a few years and you would have told me I'm left center back playing there every game, I don't know if I would have believed it. But yeah, like you said, now it's going to be a chance for me to step up and kind of help the defense out a lot more when until Thiago can come back.
What are some of the particular? I mean, it could be Tanasievich with you. It could be Gray.
Mhm.
He Pascal even talked about maybe Aiden O'Neill dropping in.
Mhm.
So you play a back three, however you play. What are some of the you played a lot of minutes now with Thiago Martins. What are
Mhm.
some of the particular challenges when it's with someone that you haven't played as many minutes with?
I think probably the biggest change was just like everyone knows Thiago is one of the best defenders in the league. And especially with the way I play center back, I'm able to go forward and jump a lot more. So maybe, and just because Thiago is so well at covering, he can play 1v1 against any striker in the league. So
Right.
maybe depending on who's playing, we don't know yet for sure who's going to be playing in the back yet, but we just have to see how the partnership looks. And maybe if I have to stay back a little bit more, defend a little bit more and not go as forward as much as I have in certain games.
That doesn't sound as much fun.
No, that we'll see how it goes.
Okay. Thanks, man.
No problem.
Chris?
Hey Justin, Chris Campbell from the outfield. I want to go back a couple games against Orlando. You had a particular reaction after the own goal scored that leveled the match. I'm just curious as to, if that was a buildup of kind of things that were happening during the game with the opponent, or if it was just really just getting caught in the moment. If you can kind of just talk through that, thanks.
Yeah, I think it was a little bit of both. I think Orlando's always a team that likes to be like a chippy. You saw when they pulled on Kevin's jersey a few minutes before that. They always the defenders talk a lot. So I think and add in our away form to get that goal, I think it was just a bit of in the moment and just let some emotions out.
Jonathan?
Hey Justin, I asked Pascal earlier about Dallas's if Dallas's home record changes anything. On the player side, does their not that great home record kind of motivate you guys to get off straight from the first whistle and jump at that opportunity?
I mean, we look at every game in itself. Like, I'm sure you could ask Dallas the same thing about our away record. So it really doesn't matter the past records or how the last games have gone. It's just about focusing on this game and forgetting about all the rest.
Alex?
Hey Justin, so you're one of the more experienced players on the team now, and you're playing along some pretty young talent like Seymour and Johnny Shore. How does it feel stepping into that leadership role and helping guide them on and off the pitch?
Yeah, it's really important for me, especially coming from the academy, seeing all these guys getting really good opportunities with the first team, training every day. So it's just whatever little bits I can help them with, even just talking to them a bit more off the field, helping them feel comfortable. I try to do it as much as I can.
Chris, go ahead.
Hey Justin, Chris Campbell from the outfield again. FC Dallas has a couple of talented attackers in Peter Musa and Luciano Acosta. I know Acosta's missed the last couple of games, but how are you guys preparing to defend those two players? Thanks.
Yeah, first of all, Acosta, I think we know very well. We played him in the playoffs last year. I feel like we've played Cincinnati so many times in the past few years, so we're very familiar with Acosta's game. Musa, we haven't played against obviously, but we did our video session on them, and we'll do more later today, just about how we're going to deal with that. And first is for us is figure out who we're going to have in the back line, and then we'll go from there.